Welcome everyone to the last day of our blockchain community day at EPAM. My name is Vipin Bopan and I'm a product manager at EPAM. Over the last 3 days, we have listened to blockchain visionaries all over the world who presented us their viewpoint on the impact of blockchain in the fields of art, transportation, finance, and real-world assets. Today, every organization from small startup to large corporations wants to build blockchain products and dip their toes into the space. Engineering and consulting organizations also want to move into the space, providing solutions to their customers in this space. But how do these organizations build this team to provide maximum value to their clients? Today, we are lucky to have Sasha, head of blockchain practice at EPAM, to deliver her vision on the topic, a recipe to cook a perfect blockchain delivery practice. Sasha Pitkevich is a blockchain and Web3 evangelist and advisor. Prior to heading blockchain practice at EPAM, she led blockchain capability at Accenture in Europe. Combining both technology and business experience and being an Ethereum enthusiast, you can see and hear Sasha frequently at blockchain conferences, podcasts, and also in YouTube, focusing mainly on blockchain, DLT, and Web3 adoption topics. Originally Russian, Sasha is truly a global citizen. After spending many years in the Netherlands, she recently moved to Hong Kong. Sasha speaks Russian, English, Dutch, and Japanese. And outside work, raises 3 children, practice Aikido, and dreams to travel the space. On behalf of Blockchain Community Day, we welcome Sasha to the conference.
Vipin, many thanks for wonderful introduction. And guys, we are starting our last day, and that's the day of community and marketing. And probably the building blockchain delivery capability to be placed in this day, it can sound strange for many of you, but listening carefully, you will find out why. Actually, well, I will start with why did I choose this topic? Why do I need to speak about that? Because Vipin was absolutely right. Now, when blockchain and Web3 technologies appear to be mainstream, many companies, a lot of enterprises are trying to build blockchain capability within. And it's definitely true for all the system integrators. And in a majority, what I see from a side, that's hiring 3, 5 Solidity developers. Those guys think that it's enough. And let's see, like, I've started to build blockchain capabilities about 7 years ago. And I went this road, and there was like, it was from my own experience. And well, I really would like to share what have we learned on that way. And currently, I do believe that at EPAM, we are doing pretty decent job on delivering blockchain solutions and delivering them successfully, and also delivering them for both for startups of different sizes of startups and also enterprises. And our delivery group, our blockchain group, is very suitable of doing those tasks. So let's look at the recipe. Well, initial idea. What do you need for delivery practice? Almost everybody knows that you need to offer some services. You need to be able to deliver those services with the reasonable price and with reasonable quality, and you need to be able to scale your practice. But that's the average delivery practice. If you'd like to be the best one, then you need to have a unique service proposition and to offer something which is rare in the market. You also need to deliver with the best price and quality. And then, and especially when we're speaking about the blockchain technologies, you need to scale incredibly fast, especially now. But let's see what challenges the chosen technology given to us. When we're speaking about the blockchain, we always know the complexity. First of all, the technology is still, despite the years of adoption, is immature. And there's still like, I do remember like 5 years ago, we had to, to debug everything using, terminal windows or like printing that somewhere on the side screen, and to test with almost no tools. Now it's much better, but it's still not perfect. At the same time, and also considering this immaturity, blockchain technology develops with enormous speed. And it also develops in all levels, not only on a technology level, but also on a business level, on a concept level, on a paradigm level, on an architecture level. And you have to cope with this speed because you have to offer your clients, or if you are in IT capability, your company, the technology like wise services. Then if any one of you will Google like blockchain or Web3 technology landscape, I'm pretty sure that you will find a picture with 1,000 small logos. The diversity of the technology is enormous. When you deliver blockchain, you at the same time deliver integrations in between networks and systems in building private DLT solutions, and also delivering NFTs for gaming companies, doing AR, VR integration, and doing tokenization, and you're also delivering the public solutions on the various blockchain networks. The diversity is huge. That's not like you're keeping the Java delivery when probably you diverse in a multi like libraries and probably in deployments. But when we're looking at blockchain technology, business concepts, the underlying stack is completely different for any foundation technology, and you have to cope with that. Then also, I mean, decentralization requires paradigm shift in a mind. And that requires paradigm shift as a developer and also as a business owner, as everyone. Well, probably designers can still be the same, but the rest who is involved is like it requires a total paradigm shift. Something similar to if you were all your life delivering single thread, like developing single thread, and then you need a multi-thread. It costs you shivering. It costs you some learning and understanding that things can actually go in parallel. In blockchain delivery, like in blockchain development, everything goes in parallel. And well, because of immaturity, because of majority of the solutions which were created in the world up to this time are still proof of concepts, pilots. There are no best practices for maintenance. There are no best practices of how to shape projects, even how to deliver the project. The methodology, almost every big system integrator invents that. Startups are inventing that. They obviously using and gluing together all existing methodologies, but there are a lot of innovations there. And well, there's no any silver bullet. You have to adapt to that too. And you have to prepare and you have to choose your path. And in a crazy market state, because everybody wants like NFT yesterday. And you have to deliver them right now and on a known technology. And even when you're asking them your customer, how would you like your NFT? They normally don't know. They just want NFT yesterday. And the same with their free solutions. They just want to port their Web2 service to Web3. They don't know how. They don't know a lot about the requirements. They're not experienced product managers because the market is like this, because nobody now is experienced product manager in Web3. It just appeared to be. So with all this complexity, we are trying to cook the recipe. And first thing we will start are the services. And when speaking about the services, I mean, you can pretty much reuse what you used before for any other types of the delivery groups. But your services has to be sharp to the point. You cannot afford of offering your clients blah, blah, blah. Your clients need to trust you. And as the competition level at the market is also high, you have to offer something tangible. And this something tangible needs to resonate with your client. So it has to be also industry oriented, and it has to have the deep industry roots. You know, like not decentralizing everything, because the decentralization of money and the decentralization of like electricity bills and information about the cars and like from one point of view, the ideas and architecture can be the same, but the devil is in the details. And you have to put enough attention to those details. Then when you are presenting to your clients your services, or when you're talking internally, business will trust you. Business will go with you, but only if you understand the business. So despite that you might be thinking that your technology capability and technology delivery good, you have to invest in industry expertise. Then you have to stay practical. Blockchain technology is not a technology for any solution in the world. It can bring a value to almost any industry and to almost any use case, but you have to understand in details how, and not implement it blindly. And don't say like, well, again, state of the market provokes us. There are a lot of clients who wants blockchain for the sake of blockchain. Stay practical and speak honestly to your clients. Where there is no necessity for decentralization, there is no necessity. There are no benefits to implement that through the blockchain. Where there is no cry, for example, for 100% auditability, or like there are solutions which are much better and much cheaper done centrally. And vice versa. There are solutions which cry for decentralization, which would be most effective and the best done in blockchain. Think about that. Do not offer blockchain for everything, even if the client is begging for that. Then let's look further. Obviously, you need engineers. We are now like, in the middle of our recipe, boiling soup. We need to have a mass, and those are the engineers. And when you are delivering with engineers, first of all, they have to have knowledge, and second, they have to have experience. And I will speak a little bit later how to give people experience when, for example, you're starting, you're growing your capability, and the people seems to have knowledge, but experience is questionable. Another one, motivation. Again, here we are suffering from another from another angle of the state of the market, because with such a huge demand for the blockchain and Web3 solutions now, blockchain developers, like Solidity developers, like Go developers, like people who are knowing Hyperledger Fabric or something, they're in high demand. And a lot of startups trying to increase the speed of the delivery, they're hunting those people at the market. And being an enterprise, for example, it's difficult to keep those people. And also, like, you need those people to be motivated and to work with the desire on their projects. And that's difficult with the market. The only thing which you can do being an enterprise and not a startup, you can attract people with interesting work. Being a system integrator, you can attract people with the different work. Because if you are being stuck with a certain startup, you would for a long time do one solution. When you're with a system integrator, you can switch in between solutions. You can switch in between technologies, and there are different people at the market. There are people who like stability. Okay, startup and stability, are strange things, but at least stability in the technology. And there are people who would like to reprofile, and there are people with the broad experience, and there are people with the depth in their experience, and those are the different people. And actually, if you can, you need to mix them, because again, if you are a system integrator or if you are a big enterprise and you have the different type of blockchain work, you will need to have different engineers for that. And you need to think about motivating people. You also can motivate people with education. You can motivate people with their outer connections. I will speak about that a little bit later. Then, what do you need from blockchain engineers? When I'm looking for the engineers for my practice, where people asking, Sasha, what are you looking for? I'm always saying that I'm looking for the people who are flexible, who are most flexible, because today they're working with one technology, tomorrow they may be working with another technology. Today they are working with one tooling, and tomorrow they might be working on another tooling. And today they should master one paradigm and one set of the patterns, and tomorrow it will change. And the day of tomorrow they will change again and again and again. That's, you are living in ever-changing environment. And you need developers who are comfortable with that. People who are learning 5 years, one technology, comfortable with that, and willing to stuck with us, like to stick to that, it would be difficult for them. Probably you can find room for those people, but that would be the effort. And that would be, and you won't be able to use those people in freely in the different teams. And in the majority of the cases, when we are delivering Web3 and blockchain projects, we are delivering so-called SWAT teams, the small Scrum teams, and being very agile. And yeah, I've been already speaking, you need loyalty from those people, and you need mechanisms to keep people with you, because I already said state of the market as such that working for the enterprise companies, the people are easily offered twice and even triple of their salary to help certain startups. And for many people, it can be attractive. You have to consider that. And last but not least, we all used to speak about developers when we are saying engineers. But when we are building blockchain team, we cannot build good blockchain solution without test automation. That's impossible. And you need a high skilled automation quality assurance specialists. Keep an eye on that. Prepare them. They need almost the same level of knowledge about blockchain technologies and the actual developers. They're using different languages. They're probably writing code on Python, but they have to understand. In some cases, they have to understand even more in terms of how the centralized processing is done, and value those people and motivate them the same way you motivate your developers, and have at least quarter of your engineering workforce as test automators, and preferably more. Like I would say, in some cases, if you are delivering the big solutions, probably 1/3 would be the better than quarter. And the third ingredient, or third variety of the ingredients, for people delivering blockchain solutions, that's essential to have the right environment to work. First of all, keeping in mind the diversity of the tooling and technologies they are working with, they need hands-on sandboxes. And in many cases, they cannot survive their own laptop and their own working stations. When we're speaking about the networks, and when we're speaking about distributed networks, that requires sandboxes. It requires sandboxes on a different technologies when they are using. For example, at EPAM, we have sandbox for Ethereum technology, and both private and public. And we have a sandbox for Hyperledger Fabric. We have sandbox for DAML. We have sandbox for Corda. Because when we are delivering the different technologies, like it affects the speed of delivery. It affects the quality. It affects the knowledge of the people. Then being the wise system integrator or being the wise IT group and wise practice, you need an established partnership. You need an access to the information. You need, like, with such a speed of the technology development and such a speed of the growing maturity, you need an access to the architects of the vendors. You need an access to the testing professionals of the vendors, because otherwise you will have to invent everything yourself. And keeping in mind the diversity of the technology, it would be a very tough job. And that would be a lot of non-billable overhead, non-productive overhead, because you will need to invent a lot of things. It's much easier and much more fruitful to partner with the vendors and to work hand by hand with them, and invest in the building relationships. Invest in building relationships on all levels, not only on the business level, but also on the technology and architecture level. Then, well, it's obvious. Remember, I was speaking about the best practice, and I was speaking about speed and quality. It's impossible without accelerators. And that's also the way how you can grow your experience of your people. Because, I mean, you will need to build internal tools. You will need to build internal libraries. You will need to build the infrastructure pieces to be able to deliver faster. to be able to deliver with high quality. Use your people to build that. Then they would learn more, and also they would be much more comfortable with the tooling they're using, and they also would be able to analyze what is existing at the market, and basically the tooling will answer their needs. Rotate people between billable projects and internal projects. So like designate time of building accelerators. And when I'm saying accelerators, that's not only on technology level. That's not only like you are rolling out your development environment using like one deploy button and everything like, and the test network is there. No, you can also have business accelerators, because I mean, this is state of them, like in some areas of Web3 and blockchain, the demand is pretty similar. I mean, everyone wants an NFT marketplace, or everyone wants NFT representing the digital twin. And you can build reference implementations inside, and then just to configure them, reprofile them for the particular clients. The more accelerators like this you have, the faster you deliver, the more trust from the market you have. And build a methodology. Invest in building your methodology, because, well, first of all, growing your capability, the size of your projects will grow, and you probably can deliver 1 to 5 smaller projects working with the startups without a strong methodology assets. But currently, we do see rapidly growing demand from enterprises, and working with enterprises, having the necessity to integrate with the enterprise pieces, you will need to plan your work more accurately. You will need to report on your work much more clearly, much more accurately. You will need to be much more structural in your delivery, predictability of your delivery, and in your communications. And having the good established methodology and having people who know and who follow this methodology will help you a lot. And those were the 3 main ingredients. But now, like, I mean, you can cook almost any dish with the main ingredients, and then the spicing gives that a particular flavor. Let's talk about the spices. When you have engineers, when you have service proposition, when you have methodology assets, like enough technology, then you may add, and you will need to add that, and that's unavoidable spice. You will need to add consultancy, because because of the technology solutions will stay technology solutions. They mostly will stay proof of concepts and pilots, not even pilots, without the business side. And the paradigm shift required in the business side is such a huge that most of the businesses need guidance. And most of the businesses, especially on the enterprise side, need a significant guidance of building crypto economy, of re-engineering processes, because the majority of the businesses hold their life since establishment. We're centralizing everything. We're working with the centralized management, and then bringing live decentralized solutions. They need to manage them differently. They need, like, well, all those DAO paradigms, they need to be first learned, then understood. And that takes time. That takes time, and much better, like, if you know the road, and your consultants can guide the clients through that. And that was for enterprises. For startups, it's slightly different. They probably and most likely aware about the crypto economy topics. They're much more fluent and much more adopted for decentralized processing, for like the processes, like they do have the right processes, or they have understanding how they needs to be, but they're weak on the legal side. They need a lot of help on the legal side, on bringing the legal bases to their solutions and to their offerings. And they normally cannot work with the legals effectively. They just don't have skills. And the same with the, product ownership and product management is weak on both sides. And that's, again, there's a difference. Enterprises, they have like the enterprise product management. And they're not aware about the communities, about the centralized crowd management, about crowdsourcing. That's the new thing for them. For startups, it's vice versa. They can work with the communities. They're kind of robust and they can work with the delivery teams effectively, but they lack vision. Or if they have vision to build like the depth in between like high technology and high level vision, there needs to be well developed step-by-step product. And startups are lacking there. And startups are lacking in the methodology. Startups are lacking the methodology of working with their user base, of building their user base, of growing user base, or growing and diversifying their product after. A lot of consulting possibilities there, and they're specialized ones. You cannot use a consultant to teach the crypto economy or to guide on the crypto economy. Those guys have to be blockchain aware, and they have to understand also the technology. Majority of the questions which are led to consultants is the feasibility questions, or majority of the challenges which a consultants bring to the business, they're feasibility questions, because like you dream about that, but it's impossible. And you have to prepare this workforce, and your developers, your engineers have to work hand by hand with your consultants well. And that's a significant effort to achieve that. Then you have to have architects. And architects, probably I don't need to speak much about that. That's obvious that you have to have architects, but you have to prepare them, because the centralized architecture, or probably like the cloud architects, they don't know much about decentralization. Sometimes in their stack, for example, like SAP architects, the SAP and Oracle nowadays, they have blockchain pieces, but they are, vendor land about one solution. Those architects, when they know that, they don't have depth, they don't have variety, they are choosing from one, they don't have alternative. And you have to give them that. You have to give them experience again, and they have to look and compare. And use your architects to prepare your inner assets. Use your architects to work on the technology radar. I will speak about that later. But you can massively use your architects while building the practice. And that will give them the necessary experience too. It will give them necessary breadth and depth. And last but not least, probably the reason why I'm speaking about that today is marketing. I cannot imagine any public blockchain project without marketing. I cannot imagine any Web3 or NFT project without marketing. And currently, I do see that the marketing involvement almost never happened in blockchain projects. And that brings a lot of complexities. It brings like the situation where you have the perfect technology solution, but it's not flying because nobody knows how to use it. Nobody knows how to bring it to the market. And that brings the situations where a brand is issuing NFTs, but not able to build and manage the community. And investing in NFTs at the same time, they're losing this investment, and the return of the investment appeared to be miserable because of the different ways how community marketing is done, which are not well known for enterprise type of the brands. So while building the blockchain capability, while building the blockchain delivery group, you should have in your group community managers. You should have in your group SMM specialists, probably influencers or people who are able to manage influencers and do influencer-led marketing. and people who understand brand management very well, because that's the whole stack of all the NFT deals. And majority of the marketing specialists of your clients, they needs to be guided. They needs to be taught how to do that. Startups needs to be taught how to do marketing. Startups actually would love to outsource this type of the things because they would like to concentrate on their core business, and the marketing is new, heavy for them. And if you can offer that type of the services, I mean, have a delivery group who are delivering marketing, you will deliver the unique service, which is rare. And combining the marketing with the delivery, have not a separate boutique on design and marketing and separate delivery group, and having those guys who are working successfully together and knowing the core blockchain and understanding the centralization, tokenization, understanding the crypto perspective, you will bring the best practice. Security, again, the same as architects. I don't need to speak much about why do you need those guys. I probably will spend some time a little bit later of like answering the question how. And designers, strangely enough, when we are delivering blockchain solutions, the part where you are building smart contract appeared to be 10-20%. Then another 10-20% are the integrations. But you almost always, well, unless you are doing on the integration part, you almost always have a front end, and you have to do a lot of designs. And designs are in terms of the user experience, in terms of the visual designs, because there are like nowadays there are a lot of blockchain deals speaking about the metaverse and NFT. And they're all about visuals. They're all about immersive experience. And if you have those people in-house who also understand the feasibility of your technology, remember, it's still immature, it still cannot do whatever you imagine, and able to work with your tools effectively, you're speeding up your delivery. You do not have this gap like the designers, then they're passing that to the engineering team. When they work together, when they use the tools known for both parts, and when they're when they're building accelerators together, that speeds up the delivery. That also projects confidence. And when your clients are looking at you, and even if you're internal IT group, when your business is looking to your group working as a one well-tuned workforce, one tasty dish, where is SAP today? Yeah, we're not a musical instrument. So that's a bit like everybody loves a tasty dish. You have to have all of that, and you have to have it spicy. And then probably the last topic of today. But how? Sasha, you told that we have to have all of this, but how? So now I'm going to spend 5 minutes on how. First of all blockchain practices are built on connections. You have to connect your people to industry experts. You have to connect your people to the world crypto community. I mean, you won't survive in a bubble. You have to have people connected. You have to have people actively participating in open source, in world blockchain, like in world crypto development. The more your people engage with the world crypto community, the better the quality is. Partners, remember, you have to have partners and you have to work together with those partners. Connections means everything for your blockchain practice. Then community. You need to understand deep enough how communities work, because for the majority of the pre-solutions, that's the core. And you can understand that well only if you manage one yourself. Start a community. Try to use all the community management mechanisms, all the crypto mechanisms inside. Like, use what you deliver yourself. And that will give you understanding from all the angles, from a delivery angle, but also from a consumer angle. You will understand much better your customers, and you will meet the same challenges. You will resolve the challenges. Probably you will resolve it faster, and then you would be able to teach others. Then research. I mean, the speed of the technology. I mean, last week there was the Ethereum merge, and yeah, we suddenly need to redo all, like, majority of our presentations. We need to recalculate a lot of like cost for the solutions. We need to do a lot. If we are prepared, that's easy. If we don't know that it was a merge, we would look stupid talking to our clients who know better. We would look stupid to the startups. And that's only one technology, Ethereum. Okay, that's a major technology, but only one. And also, that's foundation layer. There are so many valuable projects like Gnosis, like Augur, like Polkadot. There are like Parity. There are so many things you need to follow that you need to do research. And you need to do research not only on a known technologies, then I will speak about the technology radar, but you also need constantly to look to the new technologies. You need to constantly to look for new tools. You need to test new patterns. You need to explore new business paradigms. I mean, new financial instruments on crypto are being invented every day. You have to be aware. You have to spend time on research. Then when you do so many research, you have to keep your results structured, and you have to go back to them regularly. In my technology practice, we are doing technology radar. We are collecting information on the technologies which are on our radar, and we are quickly scouting, like we're constantly scouting for the new technologies to be accepted on the radar. And as soon as the technology looks like perspective, we're starting to watch that, and we are collecting more and more information, and we're doing that constantly, and we're we're investing time in that and effort, because otherwise our specialists would be outdated, our knowledge would be outdated, we will offer outdated services and outdated quality to our clients. With all of that, you also will need to train your personnel regularly. And remember, ability to scale. You need to develop your trainings, and you need to constantly improve your trainings, and you need to constantly increase your teachers. You need to become kind of a training company, and you need to motivate your people to learn. Well, some people say that when you start teaching something, you start knowing something well enough. I do feel that it's in many cases it's true, and we are massively teaching internally. Like every day of the year, we have at least 3 parallel running training programs on blockchain topics. I do believe that starting from October, we will have 5 in parallel, because, well, we constantly need new people, but we also need to update our people knowledge. And I'm almost at the end of my speech. Open source, last but not least. Blockchain requires high quality of the code. Blockchain requires high standard of the code. And when you are try to open source as much as possible, try to have all your people working some time, spending some time of building open source solutions. First of all, that's good for the world. That's good for the people motivation. Second, it's good for the quality. It's good for your practice. And it's also good for the learning of the people on both on the technology side and also on the methodology side. And with that, I'm probably at the end of of my speech, and I hope that it started to be a little bit more clear now why I'm presenting on Community and Marketing Day, because I honestly believe that it's what is lacking for the majority of the blockchain delivery groups. Because I do believe that it's the impact of that is underestimated. And also, if we have clients now listening to us, or potential clients, or the clients of other delivery groups, guys, do not underestimate that. even if you're good in business, even if you're looking for the good technology partner, you still need to think about community and marketing. That's very important. Otherwise, your decentralized solution will not fly. Even if it's private and not a public solution, you still need to build the community of the users, and you still need to build some sort of the management. It might be centralized, but still inventive that you still will need to sell that internally. And even that's called marketing. I'm finished. Bibin, do we have any questions?
Thank you so much, Sasha, for your talk. The good thing is that the depth and your presentation was so crystal clear and so easy to understand that I would say that a few questions that we have has already been answered, but then still let me just forward you the questions. The first question is, isn't it difficult to advise a client on not to implement blockchain solution as there was no value in implementing it?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes the clients are coming to you saying, no matter what, we want a blockchain solution. There are such clients, and you have to prove, because when you're saying like there's no value or it's impossible, like once a day I had a client who was asking about distribute like the transaction which has parts in real money and loyalty points which the client wanted to be crypto. And that was like the buying coffee or something and like preordering then picking it up. And my question was, okay, wonderful. But what are you going to do if you will need to return the money back? Are you going to return crypto back, which is not the very wonderful operation, speaking about the volatility and like how we are going to proceed that? And the client say, oh, we will forget about the crypto part. It's like, what about, like, I mean, you have to look into details. You have to have experience, because from like, from the top view, it looks like, okay, that's just loyalty points. You probably can forget about that. But if it's crypto, it has a value. And it has a value, it can be sold. And like being a consumer, that they can complain that they're losing a value. And I mean, there are a lot of clients, but at least up till the recent time, there were a lot of demand for, we need to have a blockchain solution. Find us the use case, advise us on a use case. We have we have hammer, show us the nail. So yes, that's sometimes very difficult to advise out of blockchain solution.
Thanks, Sasha, for that example. The next question is, with blockchain being such a new technology, how difficult it is to find team members with blockchain expertise, or do we focus on training our personnel in this technology who has no prior experience in it?
Well, I probably would upset you. It's not such a new technology. That's already on the market 10 years. At least I'm doing that even more than 10 years. So like the solidity is existing like 10 years. So there are enough, there are specialists, like enough, it's probably too strong word because we need more and more. There are specialists. It's probably difficult to hire from the market because those who become specialists early enough have earned a fortune and are not motivated to work now at all. So you have to deal with kind of the newcomers. And the newcomers probably do not have that depth, which needs to be probably like if you still need like solution. Also, when you want to be versatile, when you want to have people being able to deliver different types of solutions, public blockchain, private blockchain, different foundation technologies, you have to train people. Majority of people who are coming from the market, they're not that versatile. And you have to optimize your workforce anyway. So I would say I'm focusing on both. I'm trying to hire like medium level from a market, because the most experienced impossible, and I'm teaching them a lot.
Perfect. I think that's what people within EPAM and as well as outside EPAM want to hear, who's interested in this technology. So that wraps up the Q&A from our audience. Sasha, thank you so much for this enlightening talk, and I really am confident that people who are listening to this talk would have had a lot of information to take home and think about, and investing their time as well as gaining their expertise in the blockchain technology. So thank you so much for this wonderful talk, and just wanted to inform all our participants we have a next session that will be done by Vanessa and Thomas on the topic why hire when you can outsource for building blockchain technology. Thank you so much, everyone.
Guys, thank you for having me here. And Bibin, many thanks for the wonderful company.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my
See
pleasure,
you.
Basha.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.